Please hold on, we are interrupted by ITZY's like 50 bus vibrate. I try will. Tiki! First the phone vibrate, you. Then you'll hear the little curtains background. Hey, I am Stacy, if you did not know, and this is ITZY, my niece.
I'm ITZY, like she said, but I go by ITZY with my family members, and a lot of you guys call me that too. And I am Stacy's niece.
Yeah, this little shrimp is the reason why we're here today. We're here today. This is why we're here today. Just kidding, there's some bitches in my backyard and I can't go back there because I get in a fight. That's right. Rub on my face. Yeah, so I'm Stacy, this is ITZY, and we have questions. Well, I asked, you know what, let's just get it. Basically, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and it's pretty much having to do with me coming out and how she feels about it, and like family relationship journey that we've been through between niece and aunt.
You pointed at yourself and said niece.
I went on Instagram and I got a couple of you to ask me questions, and I also have a question that I have for ITZY so you guys can better understand her mind thoughts. Give me a little bit of background. I never formally came out to ITZY, like I never went up to her and be like, hey, guess what? I'm gay. I don't know. I guess you just kind of found out through like what, Instagram and life?
I don't remember, just because through your videos and stuff, and you would always talk about it, and I would just kind of caught on.
I'm more attached and like I can get along easier with the kids of the family rather than the adults. I just feel more comfortable with like the kids. So I was scared of being rejected by my nephew and my nieces because they're kids and they didn't really understand a lot. So I had come out to my mom and her mom, which is my oldest sister. Sometimes you kind of think like you come out and the word's just gonna spread. Like in high school, it just spread. I didn't really have to do much. But when it comes to family, like everybody's different, but with mine, I know that if I had made a decision to come out to every single person, it would have been taken a lot because everybody in my relationship with every person in my family is so vastly different that I think it would have been a harder time for me. I guess I just didn't want to feel like I wasn't a cool aunt anymore, like, or have them feel disappointed in me or anything like that. When it came down to ITZY, we had a conversation one time. I said to you something about like, well, what if I want to marry a girl? And you were just like, do you remember what you said?
I was like, I wouldn't come to your wedding or something.
She was so opposed to it. That's when I was like, dang, that stung. But I knew because of the things that I observe, and we just see in everyday lives what it's like. This is the kind of thing that I always tell you guys, that you have to be prepared no matter what. You have to be prepared to hear the good things, the bad things, whether you want to, whether or not. Because you just never know what's going to happen. So with her, she ended up saying that. So at that moment I was like, then I do not want to tell her the truth about me. But then I got to a point where I was just like, you know what, at the end of the day, if they don't accept me, then I can't do much. I'm not going to sit here and beg them to accept me, because if they don't, then they don't. I don't know, you just kind of gauge the situation. You know, like when you ask your mom, like, what would you do if I were gay? That's the kind of thing that happened. Then, out of nowhere, I remember you out of the blue, you came into my room and you asked me, hey, so do you like girls or what? Something like that. Like, you're really,
I don't remember.
I remember that. So my question to you is, what exactly made you have a change of heart?
Well, when I was smaller and I had said what I had said about not going to your wedding, I just didn't have the mindset that that was okay. I didn't know, since I was raised with such a Catholic and Christian faith, that that was okay, that it was even a thing in the world. And I always just thought that it was not what you were supposed to do. But as I started growing older and was able to think more for myself, I could see that Stacy was happy. And so were a lot of other people who had same-sex couples, I mean like lovers. It's the same thing as a straight couple's love. Even if it looks different, it's the same. And it's a beautiful thing. You shouldn't really judge people anyway.
I believe we learn what we hear from our parents and the people that surround us. Because when we're born, we don't know anything. We seriously don't know much more than like, well, we can see with our eyes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so we're a blank canvas, and essentially your parents are the ones that paint and create the art on it for you. Meaning, like ITZY just said, she was brought up in a very Catholic faith, and even though everybody teaches, you know, their kids differently, you grow up with these traditions, you grow up with these mindsets and things that your family teach you and stuff, and they teach you right from wrong. So of course you're gonna grow up thinking it's wrong, because your loved ones are the ones that taught you this. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted her to explain that, because she went from learning these things to saying it's wrong, to believing it's wrong, and then having that change of heart and realizing that it's love no matter what. Love is love, and that's what I thought was really nice. So I wanted you to share that with the world, because there are so many out there who say, you know, like, oh man, like I'm Catholic or whatever, and then I'm gonna like be betraying my religion and stuff, when it's all up to you, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's how you believe. Like, I mean, look at ITZY.
I still go to church, I participate in Catholic and Christian church, but I don't let that affect how I view other things. And you're not really supposed to let other people tell you what is right or wrong and what you should believe in, because you should always believe in things that you want to believe in and not have other people tell you and influence your ideas.
Growing up, of course your parents are the ones that dictate where you go, but once you hit a certain age, you start making your own decisions for stuff, and that's the moment when you get to decide whether you're going to continue on that or not. And it's all going to dictate how you live in your future, if you're going to be happy or unhappy, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to carry on the teachings that your parents or the loved ones around you teach you if you don't agree with them, if you don't like them. You don't have to. ITZY is a perfect example of that. We'll go ahead and ask the first question from Okay Aurora. What are your thoughts in general about the LGBTQ community?
I think that it's a very powerful and inspiring community because a lot of people who are still in the closet or questioning look up to them. I know from personal experience, I'm doing it, I'm going to tell them.
Go for it.
I know from personal experience when I was in the closet and I didn't know, I was questioning myself. I wasn't sure what I was feeling and if it was it or if I was being influenced or what was going on. But I looked up to Stacy and everyone else, and everyone was so nice in the community too. I remember talking to this one girl and she helped me too, and after everything I just realized that we're all one big family, one big gay family, and I like that.
Yeah, it's incredible how supportive we are, and I think that's really amazing. I think in a situation like what ITZY was going through, questioning, learning, figuring it out, you know, it's good to have a backbone. It's good to have the community behind you to say, hey, you know what, we're all in this together. We've been through it, or we're going through it, and that's the beauty of it. And that's why I always say, you guys, when you relate, when you can talk to people, when you can go to your own community, when you can go to those that support you, you've made it, because that's exactly what you need. People who love you unconditionally, who know what you're going through. Maybe they may not like the same sex as you, but no matter what, it's the support that matters in the end. By the way, we love you so much, Aurora. Thanks for asking the question. Next question is from Ileana R. Since coming out is a pretty big step in one's life, has Stacy's coming out inspired you to take a major step of your own? For example, academic, personal.
Well, I think watching Stacy and her making her videos, it really inspired me to just be who I am and not let other people shoot me down and say, oh, you can't be this, or you can't do this, you're a girl. You know, the usual stereotypes. I decided that I'm not going to follow them because I am who I am, and no one can change that.
The one thing I really admire a lot about ITZY is that no matter what, like, she likes the things she likes, and if you don't like it, she don't care. She really doesn't care, you know what I mean? Like, she'll be out and proud about it. That's a quality that's not really easy to possess. It's that factor of not giving a damn. So I think that's really have been a benefit for you, that you're very strong-minded. Thanks, Ileana, for that question. And next we got Kiki Gozing. Kiki Gozing? What do you think about the LGBT community as a whole? We answered that. Or when you see two girls or boys on TV, how do you feel? So let's compare and contrast. At the beginning, when you didn't accept it or anything like that, what were your thoughts? Like when you saw boys and two girls kissing on TV, what went through your mind? Like, what kind of feelings did you feel?
I have two honestlys. I didn't really watch TV or like YouTube or anything, so I was really sheltered, I guess, from that kind of stuff, and that may also be why I didn't accept it as much, because I never really saw it or noticed it. Second, to be honest, I don't remember.
There you go. Okay, and how about now when you see it?
I think, like I said, it's such a beautiful thing, and that they accept each other and other people accept them. Even if there are people, many people who don't accept them, they keep on loving each other and they stay with each other no matter what other people think, because it's love and they love each other.
Are you embarrassed that your aunt likes girls? That's a good question.
No, if someone doesn't like it, be like, F you. You don't have to be my friend.
I like that. That touches me right in the corazon. So thanks, Kiki, for that question. And the last one we have from Fati Gaga. What do you think about a baby with two dads or two moms?
I think that baby has a great life. They're going to be raised with 2 loving parents, and even if they're different and they see other kids who have moms, I think that they're still going to have the same kind of life, and it's going to be the same thing. There's no difference, and even it's more beautiful that these 2 men have a child together.
Have child. I just feel like it doesn't define a family. The gender, the sexuality of 2 parents should never define the meaning of a family. And Fateh Gaga also asked, and how do you imagine your aunt's wedding will be?
Very emotional for one.
Oh, I know.
Only her will be crying. I will cry for their beautiful relationship. And I think it'll be really beautiful, and I only hope that it'll be a very joyous event for everyone, and even maybe some people like who weren't quite as accepting at first, like me, other people, or people who don't know yet. They all accept her too, and we all have a good, happy time, and it'll be great.
All in all, in a nutshell, if there's something that you take from this video, I really want it to be that no matter what, if you hated, if you were bullied, if you were rude, if you did not accept anybody, if you've been such an ass about it, about not accepting somebody who's in the LGBTQ community, if you yourself are part of the LGBTQ plus community and you've hated on other individuals who are the same, or you just anyone in general, it's never too late to have a change of heart. It's never too late to apologize. It's never too late to come out and say, you know what, I was an asshole before about it and I was not accepting, but now, you know what, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you found love. I'm happy that you can be yourself. Because look at my niece. We're brought up the way we were brought up and we can't do anything about it, but we can always change our ways of thinking. We can always believe what we want to believe. We can always have our own opinions. That's the beauty of being yourself, is that you get the chance to change the things that you don't like about yourself, to improve, to rewire the way that you have been taught to think, or just you're free to do what you want, basically. And she's the perfect example of that. And that's why I wanted to make this video today, because I really like what she said, and I really feel like what she said would help many, many kids. Also, 1, because of her age, 2, because she had that big change of heart, and 3, it's coming from somebody who identifies as part of the LGBTQ and not as a supporter and ally. She went from being a supporter and ally, still being one, but now, you know, she's grown into her own skin and she's realized these things. So
the only thing I really want to say is thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No, you know, I'm glad, and I'm proud of the way that she thinks, and I am proud of the change of heart, essentially. You know, it takes a lot to change a heart. It takes a lot to admit to things that you may have once have said and regretted, but I'm glad that she changed her way of thinking, and that she did it for herself and nobody else.
Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you to the 4 of you who helped me out with this video. All of our links will be down below because I don't think they fit on the screen. Keep in mind that it's your life, you do what you want with it, and don't be afraid to be who you are, because you're just wasting that entire time. Start today and start accepting yourself and loving yourself, and there's no rush in having to come out or define who you are or put a label on yourself, but know that where there's a will, there's a way, and even if you were brought up a certain way and your parents might say it's wrong, you're in charge of what you believe and what you feel and how you feel and how you live. So I would say don't waste any more time. Just start by loving yourself. That's all. Just start today by loving yourself, giving yourself that unconditional love if nobody else is giving it to you. Thank you, for being in my video.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, of course. So I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to follow us on all our social medias down below, and I will see you next time. Bye. Maybe we feel like it's not a set thing because we've never actually had a crush where we've been able to experience it more than what